to ban away a top laner. We need to remember that IG also do have no Faye now, and you know he's been on stage the whole time that TheShy's been back. BLG's still gonna go towards that Xin Zhao, which is going to open up the Gwen for IG. Last time around, BLG did ban that one out in 4-5. This has been TheShy's go-to pick since being back, and it seems like they want to keep him on that, along with Lucas on the Thresh.
Takeaway from ppgod, but more importantly, Game 2 versus Top Esports. Everybody have a quick rewind and look back at that series because his Thresh was legendary and it gave me goosebumps. Looking forward to that again to see if IG can bring us to a Game 3. But on the other side, I mean, we go a different direction. We see the same Xin Zhao, but set up from ppgod on the Leona this time, looking for the Kennen into Gwen lyric. A top lane matchup that's a bit spicy.
And this is the one that I think it was BLG who actually played this before, right? BLG picked the Kennen into Gwen.
Yep.
They had a very decent time on it. Kennen won the laning phase, and Kennen also very good against compositions that want to come into your team. We saw that's where he got the most agency last time around when he was picked, able to get numerous slicing maelstroms off and get, you know, multi-man stuns and a ton of damage out. On the opposite side, IG going to go for the Aphelios, so this time, going to have the Thresh to provide more appeal. TheShy on Gwen is going to provide a lot more teamfight prowess than we saw him have last time around on the Lucian and be a bit of a pseudo frontliner with all the disruption that W does cause, to where BLG this time around going to be the aggressors once forcing the all-ins to come out. So for IG, still going to take away some of these bot laners that aiming is known for, and you would expect IG to go for a jungler on 4-5. The Olaf off the table, the Xin Zhao already taken away. We can't always see something like a Volibear come out once again. It feels like that has been Shun's comfort zone. The only thing left that comes to mind that is also open would be that Lee Sin.
Okay, Lee Sin normally doesn't make it this far either, so kind of surprised. Let's see if Shun wants to pick it up. It was a Ning special, and something that can also focus early on these lanes. BLG have been banning away mid laners for the time being, though, so those junglers still up and available that you mentioned. Let's see if IG pick it now or if they want Rookie in rotation earlier.
I wouldn't be surprised for them to just go back towards the Volibear. That is what we're seeing
call.
covered right now. I think Shun has looked more comfortable on it, and when they do have this Aphelios, right, just trying to stack up more frontline tanks available, does have the same amount of early tank potential, but the Trundle actually going to be the thing to come out, so Shun going to get his hands on that one for the first time so far this split. On the opposite side, aiming going to bring out the Ezreal. It has been his most played so far, 12 games on this one. The second thing he's played the most is Kalista at 5, so definitely having comfort here. And now for BLG, it's where do they want to go with their mid lane pick? Like you said, we don't typically see the Lee Sin get this far through drafts. Lee Sin actually feels like he's been banned almost every game since we have switched patches, but Zeka will be able to play it this time around.
All right, let's see how he goes on it, on something that can set up like the set, ironically enough, in his name. We'll talk about that in a second, Lyric, because BLG's comp is a little bit different this time, and I'm actually quite interested in it. On the other side of IG, you have a Trundle in the mix. Now, how do we round this out? Is the answer Syndra, because you add a bit of range, and now they're going to hit topside again, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And IG's comp is very interesting to me, to where, okay, so early game, like you said, it looks like they are going to try and all in on that top side. We know Kennen should have the winning lane from what we saw before in this matchup, trying to get the TheShy head. And then they're going to evolve into a 5v5 team comp where you are just going to have Rookie playing Peel with Gold Card, as well as Trundle and Thresh. And it is going to be a lot more up to the TheShy and Wink this time around. So Rookie once again taking a back seat, to where for BLG, you have winning lanes. We know that Lee Sin should be able to get Prio in that mid lane. Kennen gonna win out on top side. Then you're gonna have your bottom lane who will be fine. They should lose out on push. Wink and Lucas should be able to get pressure there, but I feel like BLG's comp is a lot more dynamic in terms of you do have range tools coming out with the Ezreal that you can play through. You have some good team fighting. You could try and kite back a lot of these compositions while also having engage tools. You have the Leona that can go in. You can have the Kennen that can come off the flank. So I definitely feel more stable with what BLG have once again. to where for IG, we're going to be looking at a lot at what Rookie's able to accomplish on this Twisted Fate once he gets options to use that Destiny Gate.
Can you imagine sitting there as IG right now, looking at these drafts coming through? You talked about game one, favorably as well, especially if BLG were able to just play the game, and they got to the point where they found a gold lead, they were comfortable themselves. Game two, favoring the draft here again, Lyric. Let's just remind our audience that Coach Kim, the coach of BLG, is the coach that took IG all the way at Worlds 2018. Fnatic got absolutely slapped. We remember G2 got dunked by an Aatrox. Sorry, EU fans, it's the truth. Now going up against his old team that he took to the World Championship for the first time ever in the LPL as a championship. Going up against IG to try and knock them out. 5-7. They wouldn't be out of playoffs here today, guys, but 5-8 is just not going to cut it, and it feels dire if IG can't take a game back in this series. Well, for BLG, they'd move up to 8 wins, and that would look good to return them to the playoff stage. Welcome back to the Rift. Game number 2. Lyric, you're such a big brain person. I love that you've been explaining to the comps to me all night here. I see a Kennen with Electrocute. I see a Kennen more interested in the laning phase.
I mean, we've seen BiuBiu run this, right? He's going to play for AP Kennen, not going to go that AD route where you're just kind of playing the split push and all in on the laning phase. He's going to probably go Hextech Rocket Belt first, like we saw last time, and look for a way to get onto priority targets like Wink. I think good for IG is you have the box this time around, as well as pillars, which can really inhibit something like a Kennen, but aiming not going to be really torn down by anything. You are a mobile AD carry. If Rookie uses Destiny to get straight onto the Ezreal, you don't really have anyone on the side of IG who's able to follow up as well. So for IG, it definitely feels like you're going to be trying to kite back fights a lot more. But aiming does outrange everything on the side of IG. So I feel like what we're looking at is kind of aiming versus Wink and how a lot of these fights will go.
Well, so far in the laning phase, we're getting a bit of a sample size of that. Good play from Lucas to stop the Zenith Blade start here, and looks like Invictus Gaming will be closer towards hitting that level 2 in the lane, so aiming just backs away. BiuBiu also doing a pretty good trading up here as well. I mean, the laning phase so far has been pretty brutal between mid, between top, as TheShy now hits level 2, so just snaps back at him, but BiuBiu gets the electrocute again, and I'm just excited to watch how this top lane pans out at the 6 mark you talk about for Rookie. Death Sentence a bit of a bait. He's got the flay as well. ppgod, will he die? Yes, he will!
Oh, no.
Flashes away and sniped down by Wink in the end.
And I mean, when you are getting 2v2 killed by IG's bottom lane of all bottom lanes, that is never a good sign.
No.
We hit on how ppgod's had a lot of mistakes so far this split.
Okay.
As a pause does come out, we will keep everyone updated on what the issues are, but I mean, how does IG's bottom lane?
Yeah, there's
nothing more to say.
You put it very, very blatantly. Anyone tuning in for the first time will be like, what's wrong with IG's bottom lane? Guys, come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Well, we're going to find out what's happening with the pause. Again, when we do get an update, we'll let you know. I will be waiting for that. In the meantime, I'm not sure if it was an issue with ppgod. TheShy has laughter on his face. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. Words just coming out. But Lyric, what a great way to start game 2. What a great way to start the second game of this series that has been blood for the blood god worthy with a kill a minute.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less with IG, right? IG are going to force these type of plays. So, been great to see so far. For BLG, I feel like they can still feel very calm and collected about the game and where it could potentially go. For IG, we're seeing a lot of different things that you don't typically see out of them. We highlighted how the trundle, this is the first time we are seeing Shun pick it up so far this split. Rookie, we know a player who can play the TF. Rookie's been around for a long time. There's really nothing that Rookie isn't able to play, but Rookie also first time picking up Twisted Fate this split.
Okay, so nothing has changed. I don't know what the pause was, but great pillar placement from Shun. Gives access to the turret for the first bit of turret plating while the trundle hovers around. And BLG's bottom lane, level 1 and level 2, Lyric, they just have to respect this.
I mean, this also comes up the trades that we saw before, right? IG's bottom lane being able to pick up that 2v2 kill. Shun able to adapt, just play very heavily around this bottom side that is going to be winning. And it doesn't matter if they don't pick up kills in the end because you are denying gold off aiming and getting more gold on Wink. I think that's actually more important than Shun losing out on anything because for these compositions, it's going to come down to AD carries later on. So you're denying the part of the map that BLG need to win while also propping up your Aphelios. So good on IG. We need to remember that even with TheShy on the team, IG have been a team that have consistently made 5-man dives towards the bottom side. Sure. Heck, we saw that against top esports yesterday. So for IG, they can keep trying to just pivot back towards this bottom lane, especially with how low they've already gotten this turret. 3 minutes and 50 seconds, already 2.5 plates down.
That's massive. Wink at 1,900 gold. He's got a 900 gold lead while this is a response from BLG. I don't know if WeiWei went over the wall, but TheShy is hugging the turret. Bit of a low mana bar. He will be able to snip forward with the wave. But WeiWei for now just going for the Krugs. This will be a big test to see if BLG can bring something back in this game. Good trading here from BiuBiu. In fact, WeiWei could come in for an easy dive, Lyric.
Yeah, Rookie does have TP, but Zeka's pressured mid, so I think he's just dead. Yep, he's just gone. Bye. So for BLG answering on the opposite side, BiuBiu going with a lot of that heavy trading. I also want to correct myself from before. Apparently, I am absolutely blind. IG only having 1.5 turret plates on the bottom side. Still incredibly impressive at this point in the game, but yeah, BLG going to continue to harp on this top side of the map to where you would expect IG to just want to trade. I don't really feel like you need to look to salvage the Shy situation when you have this big of an advantage on one side of the map, right? It's why we saw IG just continuously dive top in game 1. You just continuously like push down on that wound, continuously take advantage of that pressure point. So I'd love to see IG now. They're already having Lucas hover towards the mid lane. We don't know how close Rookie is to that level 6 mark, but just keep abusing aiming and ppgod. Yep. Make your way down right now as Shun. You're going to pick up your Gromp and look for those windows to where, even if you don't kill them, just push them off turret once again.
It should lead to things like early dragons as well, right? Especially since Rookie on this next wave should be 6 by the look of it as well. Wink having a great time. The CS differential at 15 for the time being, but it is quite a big wave. And WeiWei already moving down as well, Lyric. Jungler's definitely going to be part of the discussion here. Is putting defensive vision in, making sure that BLG's jungle stays BLG's, at least for the time being.
Yep, but now we do have Destiny Gate available for Rookie, so now Shun will be able to look for these aggressive plays in the enemy jungle or just around bot side to where Rookie will always be able to follow up first. Zeka does have teleport available, so he will be able to answer one play. He's going to go for the reset now to buy items, so if he does answer, he will become strong if he follows in.
Lucas with the hook, but not going to pull it out. It's a pillar that slows down as the wave gets pushed out by Infernum. Aiming will be able to pick up most of this, so the play diffused. Rookie backs away, has TP if anything happened, but it doesn't in the end, and Zeka's going to walk to lane as well.
I think it's good for IG that nothing happened because WeiWei was here waiting in the wings. Zeka did buy the Iron Spike Whip, so he would have been able to answer with more combat stats readily available than IG would have had. And IG's bottom lane's still going to win out, right? They're still going to force this turret down. Only, yeah, right? So much gold going over to Wink. 1,000 gold lead now, and you already hit on this. With how much pressure their bot lane has, IG should be able to turn to dragons at any point in time. BLG have a TP advantage, but with WeiWei on top side of the map, it seems like for BLG, they're just going to want to keep trying to abuse TheShy, potentially set up a gank, if not go for another dive. Looks like WeiWei right now is just going to go for a bit of counter jungling, but it's going to give BiuBiu opportunity to set up that wave.
Another Summoner spell goes down, bites the dust. It's aiming who burns that one. Shun about to take this dragon as well, and I love how you're talking about WeiWei in response up towards those topside camps. We just have to know that TheShy needs to pay respect there. He doesn't have any vision, but he does have a control ward in his inventory. And WeiWei, as he takes this red buff, Lyric, he's a camp away from 6, so he has even more burst potential after these Krugs.
And they timed it well, right? We hit on how BLG was going to just default into their topside jungle, take away these camps, allow BiuBiu to set up the wave, and TheShy once again going to be punished.
All right, he has Needlework, he has Flash available, the Slicing Maelstrom comes through, the W doing a bit of work, but Needlework doesn't kick it in the end. And BLG, this is what we saw in game 1, Lyric, at least as a response.
And now it's just going to come down to which strong side is stronger. Who is able to carry? Are we going to see WeiWei and BiuBiu, or is it going to come down to Wink and Lucas? With Herald coming up in 10 seconds, IG are rotating their bottom lane over. TheShy doesn't have TP, so he's going to go bot, but if anything happens, he still just will have to walk up to the top side. And with all of BLG already heading towards that Herald, I don't think IG are in a position where they're able to start it.
Well, prove me wrong though, because Shun's already up here and wants to skirmish around. Level 6 on the trundle, so he does have himself the subjugate. But what targets are going to use it on? The Leona, the Zhao feels like the first port of call. Lucas walking into brush as well. He's only level 5, so no box. Wink on top of the map as well. And it begins.
TheShy's now here as well, so IG feel comfortable taking this. Rookie playing in Fog of War. They do have a control ward, but looks like they are going to back off and just try to all in on this Herald.
Zeka has such an
TheShy nowhere close. BLG can pincer in on this.
Zeka's angle is legendary. They don't know he's here. Sonic Wave kicked against the wall. It still sets up for the kill. Flashes away. They're all on top of Invictus Gaming. Zeka's still here for the Tempest, Cripple, and the kill on top of Wink. That flanking angle for Zeka was a solid 10 out of 10.
That is why we highlighted this mid laner coming into this match. Finds the angle IG don't expect. TheShy still answering waves in mid lane. And BLG, once again, just gonna prey on some mistakes coming out from IG. IG had the setup, but BLG just coming out better. Gonna be able to pick up this Herald and aiming. Finally gonna get some gold into his pocket.
He is. He's even in CS as well, Lyric. A plate goes down solo. He's not sharing it with a support like Wink was, so even this Aphelios might not be enough at this point as BLG pick up the Herald. They picked up the kills. Lyric, they have a 1,000 gold lead. And at this point, there's a Zhao with 3 kills. So early game skirmishing, gonna be a bit of a nightmare for Invictus Gaming.
It's just so crazy, like the amount of plates that have gone down on these turrets in only the first 9 minutes of the game. As we are going to get the replay here, instantly gets kicked into the wall. That's why, you know, it looked like he was kind of stunned for a second. Allows for WeiWei to be able to follow in. And then Zeka just continuously has the angle. The other members of BLG able to follow through. Nice Q coming out from BiuBiu. Looks like it was able to get down some decent damage as well. But Zeka was the one who set it all up. Zeka has been the crucial member for BLG this split. He might not be the main carry like aiming is, but it definitely feels like Zeka is one of the main facilitators setting up a lot of the action. And, you know, WeiWei no slouch either. WeiWei having a really good early game so far, recognizing he's had a trade on the opposite side of the map. He covered that bottom lane dive when he needed to, but he might be punished.
Well, we're having a look at a couple of pictures here, folks. I'm looking down the bottom now. I see WeiWei actually about to die. He healed up so much, but TheShy gets a massive shutdown. He needed that desperately with the way the early game went.
And it looks like IG even planning for if he had a flash available with Rookie using the Destiny over the wall, having the gold card there. So they at least find picks. And when you do have a global like this, right, IG, this time around, unlike last game, will always have avenues to look for ways back into the game. We've seen RNG use comps like this quite often.
Ooh, slicing maelstroms there. TheShy, though, puts up the Withering Whale. That's not the ability name, but I'm going to stick with it. Rookie's walking down, but no Destiny available. And Halloween Mist is probably the word. Good Dark Passage. Wow. Quick thinking from Lucas.
Really nice from him. We know that this has been his best champion so far from the performances we've seen. But Zeka, with picking up some of that early gold now, going to have a ton of pressure in this matchup, right? Rookie doing a nice job to kind of kite it out a little bit and get a good return trade.
No ultimate available for either, actually, as well. So TheShy starting to get a little bit aggressive. Look at the top side, though. ppgod. Grabbing him, he's going to be locked down. Lucas gets a guaranteed hook, and Shun's on the way, but he doesn't take the death sentence. And we just get these moments where you think, knowing IG, they probably take every shot they get, but holding back on some of the triggers this game.
Yeah, and not really able to all in there. I definitely think they had to be pretty cautious about where WeiWei was on the map. WeiWei right now hovering towards his bottom side. You would think he wants to give this Herald Gold over to aiming with how far he has been set behind. Has just about caught up, about 600 gold down now, and IG going to try to siege down this turret and punish him more. But so many TPs.
And that's Zeka coming in. Big kick at the ready. He's got the AD carry. This is what happens as IG. You overcommit to the top lane turret, and you get punished. Lucas can't save that with a death sentence, and BLG, now they have free access to top lane themselves.
And Zeka, once again, being the one to find the opening. IG commit for it. They want to try and siege down this top side. But BLG, not only do they find the TP, they also are the team that has the Rift Herald. So this will be 2 turrets for the side of BLG. IG gonna try to answer on the opposite side. Destiny comes out.
Okay, onto BiuBiu. It's not really a dive. He's already half HP, but TheShy picks up the kill with the help of Rookie. So making a play while BLG get 2 turrets in exchange. They have the gold lead. Now Lyric has IG fallen behind by about 1,000.
I'd say I'm actually pretty surprised only by 1,000. Shun, though.
I was looking on the back end because True Shot Barrage almost killed Rookie. Meanwhile, for Shun, there it is. The ulti used subjugate onto WeiWei. He has to flash away. Which way is he going? I'm going to stop there, folks, as teleport comes in. Immediately, Shun matches with his own summoner. Gourd Drinker seems pretty powerful as TheShy TP's in to help the Trundle with his kill.
Yeah, so TheShy gonna get an assist off that one. Nothing they're able to take off it. They do get a scuttle, and Rookie gonna answer for a turret down on the bot side. For IG now, they can just try and cut across mid and make their way to being able to pick up that dragon. Would put them on 2, which would be pretty nice as ppgod blows the ultimate.
Yep, shooting just sidesteps. Dragon's up, Lyric. Are you ready? We might be fighting again. TheShy's actually just going pedal to the metal into the Ezreal. They're pushing out the mid wave because I said Dragon's there. 14 minutes in, IG looking for the second.
I mean, TheShy just hitting on him real fast has done a pretty good job at surviving his matchup, right? Slightly ahead in CS, has his mythic already. Whoa. Oh, Shun taking way too much. No flash or ult available.
Look at the particles. They're just flying across Summoner's Rift. Trying to hold on to it for now is Wink, but I think it's just expired as Dragon goes over to BLG, but IG in a dangerous position. TheShy in the middle of it all, using Needlework to stay alive, but he has no stopwatch available. Flashes over as BiuBiu's slicing Maelstrom. Absolutely gorgeous. Zeka follows over the wall. Shun trying for one simple kill, but BLG said, no, 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 no. It's our game to take now.
I feel like TheShy put the team in such an awkward position. Shun was so low, didn't have ultimate, didn't have flash from the earlier play, sitting at about 20% HP, so TheShy, of course, gonna dive in alone. Shun's still trying to follow him in, even though he's quite far from the play, but it opens up the engage coming out from BLG. BiuBiu with the ultimate, I think critically Zeka following Wink over the wall. Would have been a pretty nice play had Wink been able to separate himself and put over DPS from, over that terrain, but being answered by BLG, and now that 1K gold lead quickly going up to what looks like it's about to be almost a 4K.
Lyric, you know what I said? You and I casted IG only yesterday, didn't we? And in that series, what did I say? I said, man, they look so good against top esports, but I told you they'll lose against BLG. I'm sorry I said it, but I had an inkling as Game 2's looking good, and yeah, this is what I saw on the minimap. Rookie with a great stopwatch, because he should have been dead.
And this is where TheShy going in. He wants to contest Dragon, but look at Shun. Shun knows, hey, we cannot contest Drake. I am far too low. Doesn't have anything available. TheShy's still looking for it. Shun now coming in on the backside of the fight, but BiuBiu with the flash to zone out all the members. And then Zeka following over with his own flash to be able to take out Wink. There's all of your damage off the table with both Gwen and Aphelios down.
Well, Herald's up. BLG looking for another one. Lyric, gold, top of your screen. 3,000 in BLG's favor. And they picked up the last dragon as well, so now we start stacking up the Cloud Soul. But importantly, we have an Ezreal with a Trinity Force. No Divine Sunderer here, knowing that, well, Rookie, Wink, TheShy, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. You don't need the Divine Sunderer. You don't need to pierce the armor. Sorry, the HP of your enemies.
I'm still a bit surprised he doesn't go over that one. I feel like one of the nice underrated things about Triforce is the amount of bonus MS that you get from it. Not only from the passive, but also the mythic passive. So you're gonna be able to kite out a lot of the champions in these team fights coming out for him. But I mean, it doesn't feel like a lot of these micro decisions, in terms of items right now, even matter, because it just feels like IG's decision making is what has been the death of them today. And I mean, if we're gonna be honest, right? It's always been the death of them.
Yeah. I mean, of course it has. And as we're obviously we're quiet in this discussion because we don't want everyone to hear. Only the people that can hear us. We want them to hear. And since we're here again, just a reminder, IG, this is one of their worst split guys because in 2013, 2014, before Rookie joined, IG didn't make playoffs. That was summer in 2013 and 2014 to be precise. It has been 7 years. 2,535 days. That's a long time. How old were you, chap? How old were you? I was 19. I finished high school when I was 18. So that's a hell of a long time.
What? That's great.
That's a long time. I don't know why high school came into it, but I'm just telling you, that's how long ago it was.
You know, I just want to say you're on like a pretty nice track, like pretty good trajectory. It was all making sense. You know,
but a good way to round it out.
As well with IG's decision making always being, you know, you always expect it to not necessarily be the best. You always expect you to say things that, you know, don't necessarily make too much sense. So it makes sense why IG is your favorite team and why IG is a bit of your spirit animal in a sense.
It is my spirit animal.
But
TheShy is my spirit animal, you know? This, to me, represents my solo queue experience. Sometimes I think I'm the bee's knees. I can play off my chops, and people be like, you should be in Diamond. That's only ever happened once, but state my point. And then other times, I can actually run it down and question, what am I doing? You know, that's why. A spirit animal is the right word here, Lyric. I want to bring us back to the game before I take us off the rails too far, because IG is just trying for some gold at this point of the game. TheShy sitting bot, turret top, but here we go. Destiny being used, teleport as well. Is this the last stand? That's our question as BiuBiu has his ulti available. The slicing maelstrom with flash is going to be massive as Rookie comes in off the flanking angle. Has to run away. True Shot Barrage hits to stay. And now they're deep in the enemy jungle. On top of Wink, ppgod has the solar flare at the ready. Gravitum slows him down. Zeka into the backline. TheShy zoned off, kicked away, but everyone's within the circle. BLG can't put a foot wrong as the slicing maelstrom from BiuBiu layers on down, and Invictus Gaming chased after one by one by one by one. They're all dead, Lyric. Invictus Gaming are burning.
And BLG are just going to be able to dive them through their inhibitors. That's how far ahead they are. And I don't even think IG should be like looking for these formations of skirmishes coming out with a Destiny from Rookie kind of setting them up on a flank angle. It's like, no, you guys can only be playing front to back. You guys can only be peeling for Wink. The problem with that is that aiming just outranges everyone. So even in those scenarios, I don't feel like BLG are too hard pressed. We're going to see here just really, really awkward place for some of the members of IG just being caught out from that push up and top side. TheShy and Shun quickly getting caught out. Ultimates come out across the board. Tons of lockdown, tons of AoE damage. And then I love the flash coming out from WeiWei. Aiming as well, going in quite aggressively. Yeah. And they want Rookie. They dive the inhibitors. They don't take him down, so Rookie's still sitting deathless right now. But, I mean, for IG, it just feels like the nails are in the coffin, Hysterics.
It is.
Dragons up once again. BLG can take that for free. 5K gold lead. For IG, you can still try and find picks with the Destiny on certain sets of the map. We can even see right now, if you look at the minimap, Shun and Lucas were waiting for someone to come and try and punish Wink. But if BLG don't give over those opportunities, there's just nothing for IG.
That's right. Look at sidelines pushing in here for Zeka. He's taking damage. Does he even care? Sonic Wave's hit. You know he might take this in the end. As TheShy solo defending here. Snip Zip once again. Yeah, that will clear the wave. Their last line of defense right now. The inner turret through the bottom side. Everything else is inhibitor turret. Aiming, who shouldn't even be in this game, Lyric, is 5-0-2 with 2.5 items. A CS matching Wink at this point as well. Zeka, a good time to talk about the 2.5 item release in, about to get to GA. BiuBiu, who has been pretty good in the team fighting environment as well. Everything just lining up perfectly. And I want to round this out by reminding our audience that BLG, if they get a win here, they move to 8. And it is looking really good. If BLG can beat Invictus Gaming, then they just have to beat Ultra Prime to get to 9. BLG for playoffs, that's safe at the moment, if they win this series.
Yeah, BLG. I think BLG and Suning, you know, kind of having the best schedules out of the teams that look dicier on the edge, but right now we're going to see for BLG if they're going to be able to close this one out. They're doing a nice job of controlling vision in the top half of the map. This is that macro game that Wink was talking about for BLG, just trying to choke out and constrict IG from being able to walk in. They could try to just force on the Baron Pit, keep Zeka or BiuBiu over on an edge, and then when IG just force their way in too far, you have either the Lee or Kennen coming off on a flank.
Here we go. It's the last hurrah, the last stand for Invictus Gaming. Slicing Maelstrom onto 2. They're trying to kite back here. Wink as well, outputting damage. Good death sentence, but Shun's already dead. Rookie now joining in a little bit late. Didn't want a Destiny. A great Everfrost, but it's up to Wink to clean up 5 people? I don't think so. BLG head back to the Baron now to heal up and start taking the purple worm.
And, I mean, Wink flashed away once he saw Zeka come in, not giving him the opportunity to look for that kick into the team. But still, Shun and TheShy dying on the front line.
I'm just wondering, Rookie, is he going to Destiny into the back of the pit? They're holding, they know. They know that he has Smite. He's going in now. Can he steal it away? Goes Golden, but they burst it while he is. So smart from BLG for the 5-head Baron.
I mean, he tried, right? He was doing the best for IG in that situation, but wink?
Okay, he's trying, but Zeka's there. I guess when you run out of hope, you go all in. Goodbye. What did we expect? Nothing less than that.
I mean, that's one of those things, right? Where
17-5, Luke.
I was gonna say you're already in that position of the map. The whole rest of your team is dead. I don't blame Wing for that one. There's a lot of things to blame Wing for. This one is pretty. This one's not rough, Hysterics. This one's donezo. This one's over. For IG, okay. TheShy might also be donezo. Does luckily get away.
So, Lyric.
Got a little too excited there.
The last question to leave us on here is for IG fans out there. As they lose this game, as BLG push through, I think the playoff run, the near impossible run as it was already, as they come to 8 losses, is going to be even worse. As they run through, IG fans lament. The anxiety is coming through. Take a deep breath, because BLG are looking so in control. In this whole series, as another kick goes through onto TheShy, he'll take the Dark Passage, but BLG have just blown down another inhibitor turret.
And I mean, now we're 3 items on the members of BLG. They have Baron. They're just able to force it so easy.
Oh, Lucas is dead. Zeka's in the back line. Kick there from the Crescent Guard too. Everybody in. Slicing Maelstrom. Absolutely gorgeous once more. Wink launched on by Elise in that just won't die. Everything's kaput. Goodbye, IG. And BLG say a warm hello for a 2-0.
And BLG bringing us this controlled play style, never being too over-aggressive, never really forcing anywhere too much, right? They don't necessarily need these big advantages coming out from laning phase. If they can go into mid-game even, that is where Bilibili Gaming thrives. So nice one coming out from BLG. And we saw, right, with the bot side, how it went. There's about 2 plates taken by the 4-minute mark. It didn't feel like BLG should have been allowed to play this game, but IG, they misstep once or twice, and then BLG take control, and BLG are not a team who ever present any windows for you to get it back.
Calm, controlled, cool League of Legends. BLG with a 2-0 to finish off the night, and you know, we're talking about this just to round up IG before we start praising the games that we've seen in BLG. Invictus Gaming, it's been 2,500 days since they've last missed out on playoffs since 2014 summer. And it feels like that 8th loss of the split has sealed the deal. They rely on so many different teams in the middle of the pack. They rely on winning every single series that they've got left. WER8, that's a hard ask. And TT, that's also a hard ask when we know IG. And at this point, we have to kind of seal them up and say, well, it feels pretty done with what we saw in the games. You know, we expect that to happen again. This has been a really rough split. Juggling between top laners, juggling between the form we've seen of Invictus Gaming.
I mean, this was the easiest team on your schedule, regardless, like, other than TT, right?
Yep.
ORA and WE, I mean, both teams, at least so far, have looked much better than BLG. WE, especially recently, looking very good. Yep. And then RA has been a top team all split long. So, for IG, I mean, it's going to be rough, like you said. Even ignoring how hard their matchups are. Like you said, it feels like it doesn't feel like they're going to rely on other teams to lose. They're going to rely on a lot of those other teams that can get above 8 to fall down. So, you know, feels like that is done and dusted for IG. I also want to mention, this only looks worse for Top Esports. I mean, heck, Top Esports got dismantled by IG yesterday in a very messy series. So if IG are struggling this bad and Top Esports lost to them, not a good look. But moving over to BLG, yeah, transitive property. There we go. I don't think the math actually works out like that one, but we're gonna act like it does in this situation. But BLG coming out strong. I really like seeing this pocket pick Kennen coming out from BiuBiu. Zeka continuing to have a standout split after, you know, when Zeka came into the league, I think the hype for Zeka came a little bit too fast. Zeka was not bad by any means. He was like a middle tier LPL mid laner, which in the LPL, I think being middle tier is pretty good. Completely fine if you're mid tier in the LPL, especially in mid lane. That is a scary thing. But really coming into his own this split. Definitely feels like a lot of mid laners have found their footing ever since we moved away from control mages and into champions that are, you know, like skirmishers and assassins and like these types of champions that give them the agency to take over the game and show off their mechanical prowess.
Like the Lee Sin there, I mean, there's some great play from Zeka, good flank, the play that really set IG up for certain defeat. Zeka picked up MVP from that game number 2 as well on his Lee Sin. Not a big surprise when our opening segment was about this man. 9 MVPs. Lyric, I'm just going to look this up super quick because at the top of the table is Doomby at 11, Knight second at 10. Tarzan and Xiaohu, driving forces of top tier teams, are also sitting at 9. So Zeka now equal third.
I'm just saying, depending on his bench press is how far BLG will get the playoffs because, man, this guy is just crushing teams so far on the Rift. All of his plays this game felt like they were the ones that gave BLG the game. This flank angle, the TP up top lane that we just saw, every single time where it was like a game-changing play to put it in BLG's favor after IG were trying to find some momentum, it was all Zeka.
All Zeka, baby, all the time. BiuBiu adding some nice flares in there as well. Also, like, looking at the elements around the team, WeiWei had a very good series once again, I have to say, on the Xin Zhao. Right place, right time, felt like the conversation. But, yeah, congratulations, Zeka. MVP number 9, the most on BLG. Top 3 within the league as well, tied with Xiaohu and Tarzan. And now for BLG, you have to ask, like, what can stop this team? Because, again, we talked about schedule. We